Hi student, in this video we would like to learn what are the arrays and the strings in Java. So we will start with arrays. So everyone know that array is we are having a good definition in our mind, a group of homogeneous elements. A group of similar data type elements is called homogeneous elements. In the name of homogeneous, we can replace with that one with an similar data type elements, homogeneous elements. So again, one more definition, that thing also I can write right, a group of, so we are maintaining similar data type elements. So array have a lot of advantages when you compare with the normal variables. So when you want to declare 10 variables, we have to keep in our mind that, so where we can go for 10 number of variables I am declaring. So here 6 variables are there, 7th variable and 8th variable, 9th variable and 10th variable. Here each integer takes 4 bytes of memory. The total memory for all these 10 variables will be the 40 bytes. So will be the 40 bytes which will be takes a random manner. So individual members takes memory at random representation. So individual memory takes place at random memory. So A is different location, B is different location, and C is different location. There is no any relation between one variable memory to the other one. A takes a different way, different location, B takes different location, C takes different. All these are random representation. So it is very difficult to declare in 1,000 variables, because you are writing the program for a 1 lakh lines of code and declaring thousands variables, it is very difficult to keep all the variables names in your mind. And Java proposed that, so what is the purpose of that variable? You have to give that name. So actually always the variables will be there to give a name. Which name you have to give? We don't go for A as a, we don't go for A. So if you want to add the number 2 elements, I can go for number 1, number 2, comma. So if you want to go the balance of your account, we can declare the balance. Like this one, we have to go for, so the purpose it will be specified in the name itself, the type of names you can give to the variables name. But when you come into this type of declaration, so 1,000 variables we cannot keep in our mind. Rather than that one, we go for arrays, where arrays keeps a group of elements, with sequential memory, Whenever we need, it is sufficient to know the base address of the array. When you know the base address of array, it is very easy to know the next element. Base address of array is nothing but the position of 0th element position. So how to declare the arrays in Java? It may be a local, it may be an instance, it may be a static. We can go for array declarations. In Java, where we go for data type followed by array name, then square brackets equals to new data type, and new data type followed by, here within the square bracket we can give the size. Here this is the declaration of a single dimensional. So this is the syntax of single dimensional. Arrays have different types of arrays with respect to dimension. Single dimensional, double dimensional, multi-dimensional is the syntax of single dimensional. So can you give an example? Yes, we can give an example. I can go for int a is the, so I can go for CS is the one array name, and it will be the size of 60 or 64. So here 64 elements will be taken. Here the 64 elements will be taken in the name of the CSC array. In the name of array, the CSC size is 64. It can also be declared in this representation. Now we can go for int followed by square bracket CSC. It is also a valid declaration of one. Then we can go for int of 64. The same thing, the square brackets can be given to the data type or array name. It is allowed in Java. So there are two types of ways will be there. One is the square brackets given to the array name, or square brackets given to the data type. Both are same. Now this will be takes place to create 16 number of variables. Whenever you declare the variables, how the position of elements will be takes place, how the array index will be starts. So in array, an array contains of n number of elements, contains n number of elements, then the positions will be starts from, then the positions of index, then the position then the position of index starts from index starts from 0 2, that is array name of 0 2, array name of 0 2, followed by it will end at array name of size minus 1, that is n minus 1, where n is the size of elements. Now in the above example, I declared, again I can write the array. Now it is the CSC one. Now we are declaring the new int of 64. 64 elements will be takes place. The index starts from CS of 0 and ends at which one? CSC of 63. That you have to understand how the index will be starts from 0 to and size minus 1. Now we can go for initialization of a single dimensional array. Initialization of single dimensional array. What's mean by initialization? Array 1D array, you can go for 1D array. So 1D array is nothing but single dimensional. What's mean by initialization? Initialization is the process of giving the values to array indices at the time of declaration. So it is initialization is the process of assigning elements at the time of assigning. We can go for elements at the time of array declaration. At the time of array declaration is called an initialization of an array. So how the syntax will be maintained for initialization? Now the same syntax, data type followed by array name followed by square brackets is equals to, we can specify the size itself here, we can specify the size, and followed by equal to symbol, open curly braces, where elements are separated by comma. So this is the valid syntax one. You can go for example. I can go for an example of where int sum. I can go for docs is the array name. So here it will be 10 elements. I can give the values of any values of integer -21, 0, 34, 340, 432, -2, 3, 4, 5. That's the element. How many elements are there? 5 elements are there. Now 10, 100, 20, 200, and 9. These are the positions. Now the position will be maintained. So if the 10 elements will be there, now it will be takes place in the position of 0. 0 takes at 1 position, 2nd position, 3rd position, -2, 3, 4, 5 takes 4th position, 5th position, 6th position, 7th position, 8th position, and 9th position. The element is 9. Now the position of docs of 9, docs square bracket 9, 9th is the index and 9 is the element. Here 9 is the element and here 9 is the index. Don't get any confused. Now like that it will start from first element to the last element. Now after this approachment is concluded, how to assign the values? Now by using the assignment operator, we can assign the values to array indices rather than not in declaration. It will be go for not except in declaration part. Now assigning. So what is the syntax? The syntax of this one is array name followed by index. The index will be takes place then element or value. Now these value will be stored in the given indices. Let us go for first. I can declare the int a of 10, a square bracket is equals to, here a is the array name, int of I can go for 5 elements. Now I can give the indices not in the same order. A of 1 is equals to 12 and a of 0 is equals to, there is a 0 position, a of 0 equals to 23, like that. A of 4 equals to 21. Now a of 2 is equals to 30 or 43, like that. A of 3 will be maintained in this case, not in the same order, but when you give the same order, now we can easy to remember how the elements will be given to the array indices. Now here all the elements will be takes place from 0 to 4, and last, this is the first element and this is the last element in the sequence order. Now after array initialization and after array assignment, how to access the array elements? We can access the array elements through any of the array followed by index. So we can access the elements followed by array name, then square bracket index. By this one we can access the element. So this will be very useful to read the and to display the values in the single dimensional array. How to read and display the elements. So reading, if it is array is an integer data type, we can use the next int method. If an array is an int data type, if an array is an int data type, if array is an int data type, if array is an int data type, if array is an int data type, we have to use next int method to read the values of the array. Now, if the array is a double data type, now we have to use the next because all the elements in the array should be the double type. We can use next double. Now, these are the way approachment how to read the values from the keyboard. Now, let us go for a small program where I can create a class. So, read array, read and display, read display. So which elements, array elements I can go for. Before that I should import the which class. So which package, java.util package. Java.util package contains scanner class. Regularly I am speaking about the scanner class. Now I am here to import the scanner class. Now eligible to create an object of scanner class in the main method. Everything should be maintained inside the method. Before that we cannot write. So public static void main. So main has a string type of arguments, where S is a capital, then followed by it has, now I can declare an array. So it is, I am taking int a of 5 is equals to, so I now is equals to new operator int of square brackets. Now it is empty square brackets, here declaring the 5, array size is 5. Now to read the array elements from 5, where I can go for, so I can go for scanf. Before that I should give a prompt message to the user system.out.println, where enter 5 elements, we can enter the 5 elements. So it will be takes place respect to positions. Now I can go for a square bracket 0 is equals to, scanner class object is not created. I should create the scanner class object to access the next method. Scanner followed by small s is equals to new scanner of system.in. Now this is the one way to create an object. Now I can go for s dot next int method. Now the same story repeats for a of 1. And to read the element, same story repeats for a of 2. S dot next int, same story repeat for a of 3. So same story repeat for a of 3 and the last element a of 4. So when you observe why you are writing this number of statements, what is the common point and where the is? Now here after observing the index is only starting from 0 and continues to till reaching the size. Now rather than writing this number of statements, it is obviously, it is very perfect to utilize the for loop, where for loop can be there to read the elements of the number of times. The same program, I am changing the environment, rather than writing 5 lines, I can write a 1 line. So here for int I is equals to 0, starting from I is less than 5 is not included, up to 4 included, I plus plus. Now inside the for loop, I can write a one statement. That statement is nothing but that statement where I can write where I of a of 0, a of I will be go for next int. When I is 0, it will read the 0th element. Now the same fashion, when I is 0, it will read the 0 position element. When I is 1, it will read this element. So rather than writing 5 number of lines, we can repeat the 1 line for 5 times. So this is the one proposement we are using. Similarly, to read, we are using one for loop. Similarly, to read the elements, we can write one for loop to print the system.out.println. Why you have to use the loop? So here the flexibility, one statements can be repeated for n number of times. I am using here, so followed by a of I. So a of I will be printed. So to maintain the gap between one element to the another element, I am adding the space to the string. So this is a small program where we have to understand that we are using for loop for reading the elements. We are using the for loop for printing the elements. So let us go for execution of this small code. Then if you see the output, you can get a much more knowledge how it will be maintained. And the class name is read display. And the same name I have given to the class, same name to the file, where I have to save the program with an extension of .java. So this is the compilation. I am giving Java C followed by read display method, the read display class, and the class name and the file name is .java with an extension. So it is successfully compiled, now ready for execution. So Java followed by read display. Read display is the class name, and I enter the 5 elements. I am entering 10, 50, 63, 68, and 75. Now it will be printed. It will be printed. Sir, if you want to print the position of, now I can print here. So A of, okay, I can go for A square bracket. Okay. I can maintain A square bracket. So here I would like to print A of 5 at 0th position, A percentage T. So value will be, element is, so I can go for element is where that is going for A of 5. Now here I can go for this I. Yes, now it will ready for to print the index also. I am printing the index 6. So after executing, it will asking the 10 elements. I am entering the first position 56. Second element is minus 89, and third element is minus 96. Minus also given to the elements. It's not the index 6, and finally I can give the last element as 10. Now the A of 0 element is 56. A of 1 element is minus 89, and A of 2 is minus 96. A of 3 is 42, and A of 4 is 10. So like that is printing. This is the way we are printing to display this number of elements at the screen level. Now let's see that there is a simple one. So to write how it will be executing. Now we can go for the two-dimensional arrays. Two-dimensional arrays. Thank you. So this is the output will be generated in the index positions. Now we will see the two-dimensional array declaration. So 2D array declaration. So two-dimensional array, where the two-dimensional array will be there, the array elements will be positioned in the terms of rows and columns. Rows and columns in the sense, so it will be having an in type of table format. The index will be from row followed by the column. Now the two-dimensional array indicates, so one-dimensional for row by size, row by column. Row by column, the table representation will be takes place. Table is a combination of rows and columns. So to represent the combination of rows, so it is a table is a combination of rows and columns. So this will be takes in our two-dimensional array representation. Now how you represent the two-dimensional array? So data type followed by array name, then array name having the array name will be the two square brackets, one for row, one for column. Then new operator allocates memory for this data type. Now it is go for data type. Now it will have the size, which size row size, followed by column size, followed by another square bracket which is going for column size. So this is the two-dimensional arrays. We can go for declaration. So I can go for int and array. Array A is the empty square brackets followed by new int of 3 by 3. Now when contains the 3 by 3, the total number of elements will be the multiplication of row size followed by the column size. Now how many rows are there? 3 rows are there. 3 rows followed by the 3 columns. So totally when you apply the multiplication, the elements will be 9. How the 9 elements will be positioned? The 9 elements will be positioned in the name of array 0, 0, that is 0th row and 0th column. the element will be takes place. Next one, zeroth row and first column. Next one, zeroth row and second column. Though this is the three elements, and followed by the first row, zeroth column, and first row, first column, first row, first column. Next one, first row, second column element will be positioned. Now finally, the third row, that is the row second, row two followed by zeroth column, row two followed by first column, row two followed by second column. So these are the takes will be 9 elements will be positioned. Now similarly, the initialization also will be takes place at the time of array declaration. At the time of array declaration, when you assign the values is called initialization. Here we can go for two formats will be there. So each row can be separated by a comma. I can give an example. Int a square bracket. So 2 is there. Totally 4 elements. All the 4 elements can be. So like that, I can go for separated by using the comma operator at the first syntax where elements are separated by comma. In the other syntax also there where each row elements will be so divide separated by comma with the elements. So now 44 is the first row, that is zeroth row, followed by 33 and 22 is the first row elements, zeroth row and first row. Now this is also possible in case of Now when you see the elements like this, in the name of 0 0, 11 will be takes place. In the name of zeroth row and first column, 44 will be takes place. In the name of A of first row, zeroth column, 33 element will be takes place. A of 1 1, we can take the last element will be positioned. So this is a small information about the initialization of a two-dimensional array. Initialization of a two-dimensional array can be taken in this manner. Now how to read? To read the array elements, we have then two loops for one loop for row index. Now one loop for, so how to access, how to read and display the elements like our normal single dimensional array. It can also takes place in two manners. So for first row, for row we are having so for row we are having one for loop, one loop for row, and one more, this is the outer loop, and one more loop for column. A column loop can be having an inner loop. So maintain the row loop as outer loop and maintain the column as an inner loop. Now we are having two loops to read the elements of one. So when you observe zeroth row, zeroth element, zeroth column. So when you observe here, these are the row. So whenever row is common, this is the zeroth row, and columns will be modified from 0 to 1, 1 to 2. First row and zeroth column, first column, second row, second column. Like this, elements will be positioned. Now I am taking here, this is an outer loop and this is an inner loop. This is an inner loop, and we can go for some type of code to read this type of elements. When you go for two-dimensional array, I will start the program in a new one. So here also I can read the elements. So before starting the program, I should import the Java package, so called util, to access the scanner class methods. And this is the program of, I can go for, so reading and printing 2D array elements. Now here, now the class name will be given program sums 21, and inside the main method, before starting the program, I can create an object of scanner s is equals to new scanner. Then the scanner needs system.in, where system.in is the argument to the constructor. Now I can declare the two-dimensional arrays. Int a square bracket is equals to new followed by int of 33. Now I would like to enter 9 elements. How many elements you need? You need a 9 elements. So that the prompt message I am giving, enter 9 elements. how many elements? 9 elements. Enter. You have to enter how many elements? 9 elements. Now it will be read. So by using the for loop, for I is equals to 0, I is less than how much? 3, that is row size, I plus plus, I plus plus. And here for, I can conclude here j is equals to 0, j is less than 3, followed by j plus plus, followed by j plus plus. Now here, whenever I is 0 and j is 0, the position of a of 0 element will be accessed from s dot next end. The read the read element will be go to the position of a of 0 0. The same will be takes place. I can maintain the same thing again. So for two loop, the array element is the array elements are the array 9 elements is. I would like to print them in row wise and column wise. Now here I can go for system dot out dot println, out dot println, where I can print so the positions. So here I can add some space to it is print. So whenever you come out from the inner loop, I would like transform the cursor to the new line, that is a new row will be taken. Now here I am doing that one. So this is a simple one. So this is a simple one. We are taking two arrays. We are taking two loops for reading the elements and two loops for writing the elements. Let us start the execution. The program is saving with the name of class name program21.java. Now I am saving the program and it is successfully go for compilation. So Java C followed by program21.java. Program21.java. Oh, lot of errors will be there. Errors. Now here the I and j values are not declared. How to declare them as a local variables? Because I am using in three cases I comma j. Now this is the only problem. Yes, ready for execution. Now I am executing. So Java C followed by program21.java. Yes, it is successfully compiled. Now I am going for execution by giving the command of Java followed by program21. Enter 9 elements. I am entering 5, 6, 9, 1, 2, 3, 10, 7, 5, 4. So 9 elements is not printing in an array manner because I am using here /n. Now when you ignore the /n, now it will print one by one in a row and column wise. Let us see what will happen. Again, when you compile the code, so before compilation, I have to save because the program is modified. Now I am entering 9 elements 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, and followed by 1, 1, 1. Now it is an array. But you have to understand how it will be take place. The array elements will be takes place in a reading and writing. Now by using this technique, we can row for matrix addition, matrix multiplication, and that is will be continued. That will be you can take them. Now in the next video, I would like to teach the strings and the recursive functions. Now it will end the first unit of Java. Thanks for watching. Understand each and every point in a careful manner, and see the video for a lot of times to understand carefully. Thanks to one another.